Hey guys, what's up? It's me Omar, and I have another review for you today. This is a product that was sent to me free for review by LifeProof, and it's the LifeProof Fre case for the iPhone 5. And as many of you guys probably already know, this is one of the waterproof cases, kind of one of the first ones that came onto the market. They really did a really good job, and all the other case companies have been trying to copy the design and come up with their own waterproof cases. But LifeProof was pretty much one of the first ones. So this is the a waterproof, a dirtproof, snowproof, shockproof case from LifeProof here. And it's a really great product. Like I said, this is the one I have for the iPhone 5. Obviously, I have the blue and the black version here. They actually come in a variety of colors now. They have like the black, just the solid black, the white on gray, the red on black. There's about 7 or 8 different colors you can get for this now. Even pink and yellow and things like that. So if you are the type of person that doesn't like to just have black cases, but you want something with a little bit of style and color, you can actually, there's lots of ones to pick on their website. This case retails for $79.99, which is pretty pricey for an iPhone 5 case. But considering the fact that it is a waterproof case and a very good protection from like a shockproof case as well, I definitely think it's worth the money. Here's the packaging that it comes in. Let's just go over that really quickly. It shows you all the different features and such, all the things I already mentioned: the waterproof, shockproof, dirtproof. When you open it up, it does include some pieces of material as well. It does have the life support information here, so you can give them a call if you have any issues with it. It does include a microfiber cleaning cloth and instructions with very detailed instructions on how to ensure that you water test your case to make sure it is waterproof. And actually, LifeProof has something new that they just released that we'll talk about in just a second as well, by way of a warranty for their products. Because I know probably the first question that many people ask is, what happens if the case fails and it damages or breaks my phone and it gets water damage? But we'll talk about it in just a second. Also included here is the adapter for the headphone jack. And so, because obviously all the ports have to be pretty much airtight and sealed watertight so the water can't get into there, you need to use a special adapter in order to use headphones, underwater headphones. There are some headphones out there that are waterproof that you can use this adapter with. But also keep in mind too that the port, not all headphones are going to fit this port, and so if they don't fit that, you can also use this adapter with that as well. And you can use any larger size headphone plugs with this. And it does include an additional seal cap, and I'll show you what that is in just a second. So let's get rid of the packaging and let's talk about the case. So here's the case. Like I said, completely everything's protected, everything's covered up, all the ports are covered up. And so like the port I did show you there on the bottom is the headphone jack one right there. But let's do the quick walk around real fast. So here we have the standby switch. So obviously there's a little nub there, but you can still feel the click when you press on it. Get to the side. We do have a very interesting lockout switch here for the mute switch. And the one thing I will say that's kind of confusing about the switch is, like, when you just look at it, obviously you don't know whether your phone is on vibrate or if it's on, regular audio, as far as if the sound is turned on or off. So you kind of just have to play with it and get to know like which direction you need to push it, and just check the screen to see what the screen is telling you as by way of whether or not it's the volume switch is on, which is kind of a bummer because I'm constantly turning my phone to silent and turning it back on if I'm going into meetings or depending on where I'm at. So that's one thing, like, you can't just look at it and know for a fact whether or no it's on or off, or your phone's on mute or not mute. We have our volume up and down buttons. Those are really easy to get to. There's little nubs right there, so you can still feel the click when you press on that. There's some raised edges right here on these pieces to kind of protect these buttons from getting messed up. Get to the bottom, we have our dock connector is being covered up, plugged up. That's probably the only piece that if you were to accidentally pop this open while you're underwater, that the water would get into the phone. But you can't get to the port. The lightning connector is right there, and you just snap that across, and then that's pretty much good to go, and it is water protected. We do have the cap here for the headphone jack, like I showed you earlier, that comes with the additional one right here. That's actually built into the extension. And so basically for this, you just have to kind of unscrew it, and it unscrews quite a few times, like that. It's still unscrewing, and there we go. So there we have the jack, and then we have the plug. So the one thing I did notice though is like the Apple headphones fit in there really well. Some of my other headphones that seemed like they were smaller plugs, like smaller recessed type of plugs, were not able to fit into this. So I did have to use the adapter quite a bit when I wanted to listen to music and such on these headphones. If you can see here, there's like a little scoop right here, so that's so you can put a lanyard in there if you want to put a thing to keep this around your wrist, like if you have a wrist lanyard or a necklace lanyard. If you're on the river or at the water park or whatever, you want to keep your phone with you to shoot video and that type of thing, that'd probably be pretty helpful to have, so you can secure it to yourself and you won't lose the phone. Go ahead and place this plug back in here, screw it back in. So as you can see here, the microphone is right there. The watt, and people can still hear you fine. No one told me that they had issues understanding what I was saying when I was talking to them on the phone. And here's the speaker right here. I will say the speaker it's a different experience, okay? Now, you can hear the music and it sounds, you can hear everything fine, but the quality of it is degraded quite a bit. They have something going on with the case where like it kind of channels the sound and it kind of projects it from the back of the phone a little bit. And it does make it quite loud, but it does have that slightly vibration sounding. It's really kind of hard to explain. It almost sounds like when you have a piece of paper and you lay it on top of a speaker and then you play the speaker and the paper is like, it's like making that noise, that raspy kind of like popping type of noise. It's really kind of hard to explain. I will say that I did not enjoy listening to music or watching videos on speakerphone when it was in this case. It does make it slightly louder, but the sound quality is degraded. So obviously that's what you have the headphones for in most cases. But when you're talking to people or if you're listening to music, my experience as far as with the speakerphone, I really wasn't feeling it too much. That's just me personally though. So as you can see, the home button is being covered up by this whole front sheet right here. This is one big piece of plastic, and as you can see on the screen there, it does have some weird oily kind of situation going on with the screen. So there are parts when like it touches the screen, it kind of has these weird aspects to it right there. It's not a big deal once the screen is turned on. You can barely see it once the screen is on, like that right there. That's usually what it looks like. If you tilt it in the light, you can still see it though. Not a big deal, and as far as like the overall image quality and the video quality, it's fine. Whenever the videos are playing, the screen, it works fine at all. It's pretty thin. It does cover over the home button, but there's like it's kind of like dipped in a little bit there, so you can see. So you can still feel the button when you click on it. And I did notice, as far as the screen sensitivity goes, while using the screen shield, it's obvious that it's not touching it flush in every single spot. You can only see there's a little bit of gap at the very top right there. I did only notice that when I was touching things in the top left corner, I would have to like press a little bit harder to make sure it responds. But for the rest of the screen, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. It was very easy to type and do things towards the bottom of it. I just noticed in this top left corner, it was raised up a little bit. But overall it's fine. So here we have the front facing camera, no issues whatsoever. Everything lined up really well. The sensors, all those types of things, never had an issue with that when I was using the phone. It wasn't like blocking it by accident or anything like that, so that was good. Let's flip over to the back. We have the camera hole, and this flash is very tight against this opening. It's like it's only big enough to show the flasher there, but strangely enough, there was no issues at all with taking pictures. There was no flash bounce. There was no weird like white haziness on the camera when I took pictures at night with the flash. So whatever they're doing as far as like having that line up perfectly, wherever it works just right. So no issues with the camera at all. As you can see in the back here, you can see the logo. I did forget to take off the screen cover there that protects on the inside. I just left it on there, so that's on the inside. But so you can't see the logo, and they pretty much have the whole back here. But this is like a really slim, thin case. You would think that most, and the other cases I've seen that are waterproof cases from some of the other companies still have not been able to make as thin and streamlined as a case as LifeProof has made. So I've actually really been impressed. I remember when LifeProof came out, I think it was a Kickstarter project not too long ago, when they were first announcing it. I remember seeing videos and their demo videos, and I was like, there's no way this case is going to be that protective and that waterproof. But it actually is a really, really great product. There are a couple things you have to trade off on, like I mentioned, as far as the screen and maybe the headphones and the audio, that type of stuff. But when you take into consideration you're holding a waterproof case, it is very odd to be out in the rain and to be like, oh, I need to hide my phone. Like, oh, no, I don't. It's in a waterproof case. Like, nothing's going to happen to it. That's pretty awesome. And, the fact that I could take this to the water park, I could take this to the river, I can shoot video, I can go to the beach, I don't have to worry about sand getting into my phone, I can take video of my kids playing. That's really awesome. And it's a streamlined case. It's one of those cases where you don't have to ever take it off. If you want to leave it on your phone, it'll be fine. If you're fine with those different issues I mentioned, you can just leave it on your phone. You never have to take it off. For me, I probably will take it off and only use it on the certain occasions where I want to use a waterproof case. I don't really have much of a choice anyways because I'm constantly reviewing cases and I'll have to take it off anyways. But yeah, overall, a really good style case. For $79.99, it's pretty high priced, but I think for what you're getting, it's very reasonable. I think it's worth every penny. Now, one thing I want to mention to you guys, for those of you that are kind of paranoid and worried about the whole waterproof aspect, and what if like water does get into the case for some reason and does damage it, for $10 you can also purchase their total water protection program from LifeProof. And what this will basically do is that they will repair or replace your phone for up to 1 year. They'll give a 1 year warranty on it. And if they do have to replace the phone, they'll only charge you $50 for the iPhone. For their iPad waterproof case, if you have to replace the iPad, it's $75. So for $10, you can have a little bit of extra comfort in knowing that if something does happen to your phone, you'll only be out $50. You won't have to spend $500 for an unsubsidized iPhone brand new, or have to go to Craigslist and buy some used iPhone if something was to happen to your phone and it does mess up. So they do offer that protection. It's only $10 extra to get that warranty, okay? So that's pretty much it for that. Let me show you another product that LifeProof sent me. And so here I have the car mount suction cup mount that LifeProof sent me here. And this is actually a mount for the car, like for your window, obviously, that works with the case. And it's really, really nice. This is the box that it comes in, pretty thick, pretty big. But let me go ahead and show you what comes inside of it. So included in here is the LifeProof guide for the car mount. It gives you all the step-by-step instructions of how it works. And it does include an alcohol swab and a pad here. So if you live in a place where it's against the law to have suction mounts on your windshield, I believe in California that's the rule, you can actually attach this, pull off the 3M tape and put this on your dashboard, and then you can use the suction mount to suck it onto the dashboard right there. So it is available, and it does have that other option there. Let's put this side. Let me show you the mount real fast. Really cool mount, really easy to adjust, multiple points of adjustment. There's a ball point right here, you can adjust it like that. There's actually a screw right here that you can angle depending on how your window is, like that, and it does snap, so it is very stiff. It doesn't like just continue to slide a little bit as the car vibrates. And you can rotate this right here, pop it in to different angles to get it to be just perfect. Let's get the iPhone case over here. And like obviously because it is a LifeProof mount, it does work perfectly with your LifeProof case. Pop it into place. You can use one hand to snap it in, and it's locked into place, and it's on your windshield. Good to go. And so the good thing about this is you still have access to charging on your iPhone using it here. So if you're using it as a GPS mount, obviously it's going to suck lots of battery. You can just rotate it off, plug in your power, and you're still good to go. Really cool thing about this is though, if you rotate it to the back, it does have an opening here for a camera. So you basically now have a dashboard camera for your vehicle. If you want to record video of you driving around being all crazy, whatever you want to do. Or if you want to even, I guess if you want to use the front-facing camera, you can switch to the front-facing camera and film yourself if you want to do any kind of vlogging inside the car, that type of thing. I will mention when I did test this out in my vehicle, recording video of myself, if depending on how, if you make sure, you need to make sure wherever you mount this, it's not going to be vibrating too much, and that you do make sure all these things are tight because it will make some noise. The funny thing is you won't hear it while you're filming, but when you replay your video, you can hear like a creaking, cracking noise, and it's basically like this ball mount shifting and making slight little tiny noises and vibrations, at which the thing will pick up. One interesting thing though, I was actually worried about though, is because it is plugged up, the microphone is plugged up with that material to make sure the water doesn't get into there. I was really worried that the microphone was not going to pick up my voice very well while recording video on this. No issues whatsoever. It sounded really great. It didn't even sound like it was covered up at all. So if that's an issue that you guys are worried about as far as you keeping this case on your phone while filming video, you won't have any issues with it picking up your voice. So really good job. But like I said, if you are going to be filming or anything in your car, and if you are going to be using the audio from the phone, you do need to make sure that all the mounts and everything are really tight, and it's not going to be vibrating too much because it will be making some noises on your video. And that was kind of a bummer for me, but either way, that's kind of cool that you can record stuff off your dash if for whatever reason you want to do that. So that's pretty much it. This retails for $39.99, the suction cup mount, so really reasonably priced, and it does work really well with your LifeProof case. So check those both out at lifeproof.com, I believe is the website. I'll have the links below for those guys, and if you have any questions, please post those below. If you have any comments, I want to hear everything that you have to say, negative or positive, please post those below. I'll try my best to be as nice to you if you are mean to me. So if you guys want to like this video, I would really appreciate that. And if you guys aren't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. I have a lot more videos coming up very soon, and I will see you guys in the next video review.